All right, then welcome to Voice Direction 101, or How to Speak Voice Actor. This talk was inspired by the actual worst take I've heard in my effing life. I'm not going to say the F word until like 30 seconds in, just to make sure. So I just had to come here and rant about it. For anyone who doesn't know me, hi, my name is Sandra or Maxi Molina. I'm Sandra MJ Dev on Twitter. I'm a trans dude wearing the entire hat shop. My pronouns are they, he. Don't fuck it up. There we go. Previous clients include Blizzard, The Comics, Strange Scaffold, Grimoire of Games. Very long list, very, very long. I used to do comics before I did games. Now I do games, and I'm a creative director, art director, voice director, writer, artist. A lot of things I forget. You have to pay me to do those things, but you pay me, I will do whatever you want. So, most famously, I'm a solo dev for my own game, The Hated Night. But again, I've worked on a range of different visual novel adjacent games. Here are a few. And one question I get a lot is, how do I start doing this? So I started directing. Can you actually see, or is the screen in the way? Okay, yeah. I started directing in 2017 for my own game, The Hated Night. And since then, I've been directing a lot of games in English, Spanish, Catalan, and Japanese. And the way I started was simply that the voice acting in my game was pretty great, and people had fun working with me. So that's all of my formation. I never studied anything. I never even went to college. I just learned doing. So I'm here to tell you, I know what it's like to start doing something and you have no idea how to do. I am therefore very prepared to tell you all the things you are going to feel when you're like going to direct voice actors on your own after having never done it in your life. So let's go. Now, what does a director do exactly, right? Voice actors are pretty great on their own, but if you're going to be working with a group of people, what you want is cohesion. As a voice director, you're going to be like a conductor. Everyone in the cast has their own acting style, their own voice. You are there to provide cohesion. You are going to give them a way to act in the same key, so to speak. If, a good rule of thumb is if you play a game or watch a movie or whatever, and every performance sounds off, that's bad direction. Not every actor is going to get fault. That's definitely the director's fault there. So on to the actual take. This is the abysmal take that inspired this whole thing. I don't do live direction because I don't believe in hand-holding the voice actors. I kind of coughed in the dev's face when they said this. Kind of like, oh, what? Because it was so, so it gave me feelings, real feelings. So anyway, what is live direction? It's when you jump on a call with your voice actors and marvel at the process of getting your script turned into spoken words. It's so cool. Like I can't explain to you how cool it is to write words and then have them spoken by actors. So you can see, wow, this is how people sound when they speak things I've written. So cool. So anyway, what are the pros and cons of live direction? First off, you get real-time feedback. So if someone does something and you think something about it, you can say it straight away. Pretty cool. You get to hang out with the VAs. Some people like hanging out. Some people don't. Generally, you get to hang out with them. You get complete reassurance of both parts. So you don't have to wonder what's going on, and the voice actor doesn't have to wonder if you're going to like it. You both know straight away. It's easier to identify potential problems, like, for example, bad audio quality, shitty personalities, maybe they talk and it turns out their normal audition, the normal voice is very different from the audition voice. There's a lot of stuff that can happen. And you get to cry and enjoy hearing your lines turn into voice acting. Pretty cool, again. Cons, real-time feedback. You have to know what the hell you want to say. Can be hard. Your calls are affected by your internet connection. I have no bearing over internet connection. I'm sorry, I have no advice here. Get a better provider. Not everyone is used to live direction. You're going to meet people who are shy, who are anxious, and it's understandable. Not everyone is going to want to be live directed, but when possible, this is pretty great. And the voice actors will bully you if you cry about how great they are too much. Do not fanboy, fangirl, fan them. It's I get the need to do so, but it can get annoying. Your mirrors may vary on this one. So anyway, direction is 3 things. If you watch my previous rant last year, you will know this, but I will repeat for you. Direction is preparation, aka know what you want. Communication, figure out how to say it. And 3, trust. Treat the voice actor like a person. I don't have to say it every fucking time. Just treat people like a person, like people, okay? I'm sorry. I promise to you. There's reason I get mad about this. So anyway, preparation. Do I actually know what I want? The thing is, you're going to get nervous when it's your first time directing. These are a few steps you can take to kind of lessen that nervousness. First off, how should the voice actor sound? That is, once you choose someone from the audition, you have to have it pretty fresh in your mind. Review the audition, make sure you know what voice you want. Don't have people searching forever. You don't want to be searching in the middle of the session. No one wants to be searching in the middle of the session. You got this. Does your script flow naturally? Okay. We all want to think either we are pretty great writers or we suck at writing. Both are true. But the thing is, 90% of their bad reads come from poorly worded scripts. Read it out loud. I know it's annoying. I know it sucks. Do it, please. Identify potential concerns early. For example, auditions are not going to be the end result. But if you have an audition in the person you cast, and you're like, oh, I don't like how they did this take. Oh, maybe they tend to overact. Oh, they tend to underact. Maybe they don't have the best enunciation, that kind of stuff. Identify it early. Keep an eye out for these kind of things. Go over your script and really keep an eye on those things. And will the VA like me? I have nothing for you. I'm sorry. I'm not your therapist, but you're not paying them to be your friends. Be a decent person and you'll be fine. I promise. Just as long as you're okay as a person, you're going to get along great. Get real friends. You're not paying to your friends, please. Beyond that, a few other tips. You can actually see my previous talk for this better. What are your recording specs? WAV, MP3 OGG. If you don't know what this means, get an audio engineer. How is the delivery of files handled? Don't have people searching for weeks to know how to, get to a Dropbox link or a Google Drive link or whatever, right? Do you need any cleanup on your audio files? No, you have an audio engineer. When do you need the lines by? Set deadlines, they help everyone. And when you're going to do a live direction session, you need to set them anyway because you have to record together. So yeah. Now, a few extra homework for you if you want to get better at directing. What's your play media that inspires you? You have to know your references. Maybe I love cartoon. I want to imitate cartoon. I want to sound like cartoon. So I have to watch a lot of cartoon to get a feeling for what makes things sound cartoon. Figure out what kind of acting you like. Again, taste is the one thing that cannot be taught. That is to say, I cannot make someone like anime. They have to like anime in order to make things sound anime. Like I can pretend to make things sound anime, but if I hate anime, I have never watched it in my life, I'm not going to know what that sounds like. And again, read your script out loud. Does it sound like actual human words? Please make sure that it does, or else we're going to have a problem when it has to be read out loud by someone who is not you. I swear. Do it. Now, communication. It's the act of getting words from your mind to someone else's. And that is to say, how can you get your point across? Communication is an interpersonal experience. That is to say, it must be tailored to each individual. The way I communicate with my mom is not the way I communicate with my partner, it's not the way I communicate with my favorite voice actor, it's not the way I communicate with a voice actor I just met. You develop a specific style for each person you met. But a few tips are, be as clear as possible. Make things short. If you need to, make things descriptive. If I have to say furious anger versus pretty mad, they are two different things. and I have to guess which one of those are, you know, whatever works for you. Find common references. I love this anime. Oh my God, you love it too? Do you remember that scene, chapter 17, when they do this and they get it? You know, that's pretty great for getting points across. Give enough context without over-explaining. It's very easy to go like, I got this glass of water in 2017 when I battled a dragon, or I don't know what the heck. I'm sorry, I just came up with that. You don't need to give the whole context. Keep it brief, keep it relevant, okay? Avoid technical terms. If you don't know what method acting means, don't say method acting. You're talking about something wrong, most likely, okay? Unless you've actually studied something of this, don't use technical terms. I haven't studied, I don't use technical terms. Again, keep the energy up, okay? If you haven't been able to tell I'm a pretty energetic person, I like to make sure that everyone's feeling energetic and happy and, you know, kind of hyper. If the session is dragging down because, you know, it's a very slow kind of session, you feel very hesitant to say anything, or you keep giving really negative advice, people are going to get worried. Keep sessions short and energetic. And no line reading. Don't tell voice actors how you want a line before they do it, first of all. And secondly, try not to do it, because it's very poor manners. You're not letting the actor act. Unless, you know, like if you have a very specific reading that you really need to get, okay, after they've tried it first, let them know if it's okay to do a line reading. Otherwise, please do not do line readings. It's really, really annoying. And again, don't be a jerk, okay? Just that's the basis of communication, not sucking. Quick examples of like what you can expect. So imagine you like a more intense read for the current line. You can be like, hey, could you try this line again with more energy, or this line needs more emotion, or could you please read this again? What you shouldn't do is be like, okay, imagine your pet koala has just been brutally murdered. Can you give me that? No, don't go into real life imagine. That's pretty poor manners. You are not fucking Kubrick. Do not do this. It's the worst thing that can happen is that you're going to remind someone of something that happened for real, and they're going to feel real bad. So avoid doing this. It's 90% of the time it's the wrong thing to do. You feel that I may be overacted, the lyrics not right for the moment, you know, could we dial back the emotion a bit? I need about 70% of intensity. Let's try a more grounded read. Don't be like, oh my God, that sucks. Take it more seriously. This is such a serious scene. Why are you acting like this? You getting on anyone's case is never going to help anyone, ever. The voice actor seems to have a different read in mind from you. Ask them to try something different, you know? Don't give them a lower dump on why the character is feeling this thing right now, unless, you know, it's very important, you know, like, again, let's try and avoid the whole method acting. Imagine as if you are right now this thing. It's not going to work most of the time. Just ask for a different kind of read, ask for a different direction. Think of it as approaching things from different angles. Me, I have a really thick accent. So most of my direction lines seem to be like, can you give me more, you know, things like that. Like that works for me. And if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. Here are a few examples of lines that will most likely require specific direction. Sarcasm, sing-songy, mocking, you're fucking made up fantasy names, death screams, whispers, exaggerated seduction, the reference to your favorite anime that no one's ever watched, that thing where you're able with someone to make them shut up, literally anything where you have a super specific read. You know, there's so many things where you can direct and that are going to benefit from direction. Now, again, the whole point of communication is getting words from your head into someone else's. Whatever you do, whatever works for you, whatever makes it click, that's going to be your own direction style, and it's going to be different for every person. I have to tailor the direction style to every single one I meet, because some people will be like, oh yeah, I get that. And some people will be like, but what is the intent behind this? How is the character feeling? I need to know. I don't do well with those people, but I have to tailor my style to them. It's important to find what works for each one. Don't Don't be like, no, this is my style, I'm not going to change it ever in my life. That sucks. And the third point, trust. How do I go about maintaining good laboral relationships? Don't be a dick. Just be a nice person. You know, it's going to get you so fucking far in your life to just not suck. Really, it's pretty great to just talk to someone and think, wow, they're not a fucking dick. You know, and again, encourage, don't put down. As a director, you have power in the session. Use it to set a good example. I hear so many horror stories of people who had bad experiences with directors that left them traumatized for a very long time. You are responsible for the person. You are there to guide them, not judge them. You help, you don't put down. That's pretty 101, you'd think, but not really. Again, no matter how much you prepare, you are probably going to be nervous for this first live direction session. And that's okay. You're not the only one who's nervous. Everyone is nervous. We are just meeting. I've never worked with this voice actor. They've never worked with me. Am I going to suck? Are they going to suck as a person, you know? It's normal to be nervous. Just try to smooth it out as much as you can. Be nice, be professional, take a deep breath, okay? It's going to be okay. I promise in these 5 years directing, I've only had a bad experience with one voice actor who was a dick, and that's okay. You know, everyone else has been pretty fine. You know, here's an example of how to be a person. Right, I love working with you. I'm going to follow you on Twitter. Wrong, you work for me. Why aren't you following me on Twitter? This has happened to me before. People have said this line to me. It boggles the mind, but you know, a few general faux passes or potential red flags to avoid, you know, as a person. Paying late, forcing people to join your project server. No one wants to join your Discord server unless they do, but don't force them, okay? Just ask. It's okay to ask. It's not okay to force people. Forcing people to share your stuff, same deal. Casting before deadline, that's a big faux pas. Never cast before deadline, that's really bad. Hitting on actors, I don't think I need to tell you this, but like, again, you're paying someone, don't hit on them, maybe. Making creepy jokes, same deal. Really, just don't be a jerk. Please, don't be a dick. Create everyone who work with you. Winners and retailers work. This is not relevant to this talk. I just always put it in every talk. And lastly, my game is, you know, chapter 4 of my game is coming out. You should just buy it or play it or something. Just saying, it's pretty great. I heard it has a great voice acting. So anyway, that was the talk. I hope I haven't screamed all that much. Follow me on Twitter at SandraNJDev and hire me to direct for you. You should do that, actually. And yeah, that's it. Open for questions now. Whee!
Yay! All right. Everyone's kind of just riding on your energy. So we're like, I'm giving them like a half second to like get their thoughts together for a question.
Very good, very good.
All right, what is this? Okay, so someone says, hey, what does casting before deadline mean? They're a newbie to the whole everything.
Right. So when you cast, you have to set a deadline for how long they can send auditions, right? You're not going to say infinite. No, you have to say, okay, this casting call runs from February 5th to February 28th, right? For example, if you hear a voice you like and you cast this person before the deadline is over, you are being a dick to everyone else who was going to send an audition and couldn't make it before that. So wait until the deadline is done before you send an audition, before you hit cast on someone. Even if you are sure you like this person on day 3, just wait until the end, please.
Hey, all right. And so someone's asking, are scripts that are being voice acted different from the ones that the player is going to read?
No, unless you have something very specific, like, you know, like if you're not going to write, I don't know, like a cough in your script, but you want it voice acted, generally there's no reason to have them be different, because maybe, you know, beyond formatting and stuff like that to make it easy to read. Because if you change the words from voice acting to writing, you are making life worse for a lot of people who can't hear. So please don't make them different.
Hey, and someone's asking, so as a director, what kind of directions would you like the writer to give you on the script? Something like, angry or screaming or something.
Beyond, like if the writer has some very specific reads, they should always, wait, let me go back to this one. No, that's not the one. That's the wrong one. This one. Again, all of this, I have to kind of delucidate from the whole script. I read the script and I guess how the characters are. But if you have anything specific that is not obvious to the script, you should always write it. Like if you want something to be very sarcastic, make a note somewhere. That's going to help the director help you get the acting you want.
Cool. All right. Is there anything else? It's like you guys are just mixing in with all sorts of stuff. There's some, like, Wolf is in there chatting, talking about how great experiences you had.
That's great. I'm glad.
Yes, you have people just saying how great you are. So, hire Maxi.
Thank you.
All right. Any more questions? Last call before
you have 1 minute before I run away and never appear again in my life.
Yeah. Oh. Someone's like, what are Maxi's rates?
Well, anywhere from $75 to $150 per hour usually. So you should pay me money to work for you.
And pay on time too.
Yeah, pay me on time or you will have a problem. If you haven't been able to tell by my general way of talking, we're going to have a problem if you don't pay me. So pay everyone, please.
Yep. All right. So let's call it. Thank you. As always, everyone loved your talk.
I think there was one question that got missed.
Where is it?
As a direction, what kind of directions would you like the writer to give you on the script?
We already asked that one earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think someone was asking if it was already asked.
Yep.
All right.
Then so many paying jokes right now.
There's one that asks if you're a first-time dev, do you need to limit yourself to which VAs you can reach out to?
Wait, sorry, once more.
If you're a first-time dev, do you need to limit yourself to which VAs you can reach out to?
No, talk to anyone. You can do a casting call on. I didn't go over casting on this one because that's a whole different topic. But like, you can get on voice acting boards, on Casting Call Club, or on Twitter, anywhere. Or you never know who's going to accept your offer until you send a message. So if you have someone in mind and you're like, oh, there's no way I can ever get that person, send them a message. You never know. All right. Now I'm going to stop stealing time. I'll see you around. Hire me. Bye.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you ever want to pay someone, they're going to at least listen in general.
Yes, correct.
All right. Okay. So thank you, Maxi. And Tim, I believe you're up. You can get set up with all your stuff.
All right. I have a video prepared as well.
Yep. Hopefully. Oh, yeah. For video, make sure you turn off the hardware acceleration because that gave us trouble.
Okay. Let me see. I actually don't think I have an option for hardware acceleration in the first place.
Somewhere. Oh well, try sharing and we'll catch it if it makes a problem.